What'd you learn from the first scrimmage that you're hoping to build on this scrimmage?
It was good. I mean, I think the first 7 innings kind of spoke for themselves. We saw a lot of guys I feel like we kind of knew about, but those last 5 got to see some pieces like Terence Keel and Nathan Tobin, and guys just practice is different than a game. No matter how you want to simulate it, how you want to tell them, you put another jersey out there and you put a crowd out there, which was awesome and always expected, but a little higher than everyone expected, I think. And seeing those guys just compete on a stage when the lights are on, like that back half of the game was awesome, and young arms as well.
I know you brought in a lot of guys, and all the guys are important, but how key was it to maintain a hold on Wyatt Hensler and get him here?
Oh, it's huge. Huge. I mean, he's if you meet him enough, around him enough, he's way better character than a baseball player. Like, he is an elite human being, just raised from a phenomenal family. And he's, the side part is he's really good at baseball. So he's a great leader. He's already a leader of the team. He was a huge piece, huge. I mean, there wasn't a day we weren't on the phone with him or talking to him, and we're just really glad he's here. And thank Jackson Appel for putting in a good word for us and keeping him here.
You mentioned the crowd a moment ago. What did it mean for you to receive that kind of ovation from the 12th man when you walked out to the plate meeting, and then when you walked out?
Yeah, it was cool. I hate attention. Like, I really do. You'll kind of learn that about me, but I really appreciated it. I appreciate the support, and I don't think it was just for me. I think it was just for the team in general. Like, all right, here's the start of the year, so the 12th man will never let you down, and never have. So it was a cool moment. It was cool. It was actually pretty funny. The home plate umpire, the other coach's name was Clay, and he's like, "Can you believe all these people are cheering for Clay?" It was kind of a funny joke, kind of cracked the ice. I want to say I was nervous, but I was just real anxious. So it was kind of good job by him making me laugh a little bit, and then kind of got on with the game. But it was a special moment, something I'll never forget for sure.
Compared to the way you approached the first exhibition, what changes, different personnel can we expect to see tomorrow night against Houston?
Slightly different personnel. I'm still going to do like a 7-inning than a 5-inning game where the lineup will switch. Couple changes, like Terence Keel, as of this moment, will start in center. Sorrell will stay in right, and then Keel will play second base the second half of the game, so he's going to play the whole game. Galloway will start behind the plate instead of Bear. A couple switches there. Other than that, it'll be similar. There might be a couple arms that go 2 innings over 1. We're just in the later part of our fall. Like, tomorrow is our last day. We have some guys shut down. Guys going into different phases, getting ready for the season. So we won't have as many pieces as we had to play with before, but I like where we're at and the guys we're going to put in there. But lineup-wise, I'd say it'll be pretty similar.
You feel like at the end of the fall, I mean, you're getting to the end of the fall now, do you have a pretty good idea of how you're going to start the season? I know it's still months away, but I mean, just where are you in that aspect?
You always think you do. You always think you do, and whatever lineup you think is going to be the lineup always changes. So, yeah, I feel like we have a good idea. I mean, we have the luxury of having some really good returners that have enough equity in this program and at bats or innings pitched where, like, they're obviously going to get a crack and they're going to get a lot of rope when it comes to failure. And we got some great new guys, and you just never know. You never know who's going to step up and be that guy. Who's going to be, I always say, who's going to be that next Caden Kent. You never know what it's going to be, but you need him, and you need that kind of person to win. So got a lot of really good guys from the portal. They're obviously good. But every day is a tryout. Every day is an opportunity for someone to do something. So got an idea, but I'm sure that'll probably blow up in my face at some point.
Wyatt's not the first guy to do the Ivy League to A&M path, but just how unique of a situation and path has that become that you guys have started to tap into?
I think it's unique, and I think it's over, unfortunately, with the COVID and the rules and the Ivy League. So he's probably about the last player, to my knowledge, unless there's someone that redshirts. But I think the cool thing about Jackson, Hayden, and Wyatt, what I've noticed about them is they have so much pride for where they played. Like, the Ivy League players have so much pride in their school. I don't know if they have a different perspective on their careers or what it is, but just even hearing them talk, or even hearing Wyatt and Jackson talk about when they came to play here and beat us in 22, they have so much pride in just their team, and then they bring that here on a bigger level with, you would think, better players and bigger program and more resources. It's just, there's no question why they're the leaders they are. So those Ivy League programs, the guys I've had, I mean, whoever the coaches at Columbia and Penn, like they're just doing a really good job of building team, and those guys have brought that in here and mixed in with they're really talented, so it's just been a really good fit.
What do you remember about Wyatt playing here in that series? And he got a home run, it sounds like.
He stuck out. Like he stuck out a lot. Like he looked like a pro player out there, and we watched him, and we're hoping, at some point maybe this would happen, and it's kind of just crazy that it did. And we got Jackson the year before, and that was probably a big part of why we got Wyatt here.
As Coach Elko, I think he brought some guys that he was recruiting in the portal out to some of your games in the postseason. What's it like to kind of see the opposite of that? I know y'all lined it up to have the scrimmages with the home games, but to have those home games be as big as they are because of how well they're doing.
It's kind of just worked out like in our favor, and I guess in their favor, and credit to them for playing well. And it's awesome. Obviously great for the university, great for the football program, and we're just kind of feeding off that. So I'm super excited for them. They've been really fun to watch, and for a team that goes out and they lost their first game, huge game, everyone's watching, and they just keep doing what they do, and look where they're at now. So it's been obviously great for everyone, and we're going to hopefully benefit with the crowd tomorrow night, and then bringing in some really good recruits always on football games.
You mentioned Terence Keel a couple times. Just what's allowed him to be a guy a young kid that emerges quickly as someone that has earned the right to be in that starting lineup tomorrow?
Yeah, he's just uber talented. I mean, we had to get him to school. Like he was talking to pro teams in day 2 and day 3 of the draft. Didn't know if he was going to get here. He was here on campus, and he came to my office day 3 and said, "Hey, Coach, I'm taking my name out. I'm staying." So he's super athletic, strong. For any freshman to play, and if you've seen the last couple of years, the freshmen we've played are physical. While TK is not as big as Gavin or Jace, he's strong. Like he's strong. He can really run. He's worked really hard. He's probably never been in an atmosphere where he's been around as many good players as himself or better, and he's really taken off from it. So he's done a really good job. He's going to have a role on this team. I don't know what that role is going to be, but right now, probably know Jace won't play again tomorrow. He's completely fine, but that next guy I would put in there to play center field would be Terence Keel. So that's why he's getting that opportunity, because he's earned it.
You mentioned Jace. Say he's fine. What's bothering him, and also the overall health of the club as you exit the fall? Yeah,
it's still the quad, and if we had a regular season game, he would play. We've been taking it easy. He hasn't got as many at bats. We've just kind of been training in the cage. He's just not ready to play as far as like at bat wise to me, because he hasn't been getting them. Because we don't. If you know Jace, you can tell him to go out and play, and if he hits one in the gap, not to run hard. He only plays at one speed, so I'm kind of trying to protect him from himself a little bit, and that's his biggest strength is how he plays. So his health is super important to me, and we're not going to do anything to push it. Overall health of the club is good. As you could expect, you got some guys who are banged up, some stuff here and there, some guys with some minor arm stuff that we're just kind of being cautious with and shutting them down. So as much as I want to beat Houston tomorrow or beat anyone we play, it's not worth the risk of hurting anyone for the season.